Welcome to the Exam Photography. My name is Janis Dierksen and it's Christmas time, so it's a great moment to go out on the streets and give joy to others as an early Christmas gift. So we went out to Münster, a city here in Germany, and I photographed people on the streets and gave them the images for free. Now usually I go out on the streets and photograph people and they can buy the images later from my online shop. But every now and then I love to do it for free. It actually means more to me when I do it for free. And here are the images that I took on one day in Münster just a couple of days ago. And I had one camera, one lens. It's the Canon 6D Mark II with the 85mm f1.2, shooting at f1.2. So I nearly took all images at f1.2, no matter how many people are actually in the frame. And I used the live view, so I didn't look through the camera, through the viewfinder. I just put the monitor on, the live view, and then the camera focuses automatically on the faces. It has face detection. And with the 85mm, every lens will give you a certain look. And when I mean look, I mean the 85, for example, is a lens where you get beautiful pictures of people, but you never really see where we are actually. So in none of these images you can see that we are in Münster, because shooting at f1.2 everything is blurred out in the background. Now if I had taken the 24mm lens with me, you would have seen much more of the beautiful street here in the heart of the city, but I chose the 85. And to me every lens works. I've done this with the 24mm lens, 35, 50, 85, 135mm lens, and all these lenses work. All these lenses will give you great images, but every lens has a certain sweet spot and also difficulty. Now with the 135mm lens, for example, I have to get really far away. With the 85, I also have to get far away if I want to get a full body portrait. If I get a half body portrait like this, from the head to the hips, I also have to get a little bit away, but I still have a connection. And now on Christmas time there are so many people walking around, and we also had many people walking through the shooting, so it's easier with the 50mm 35mm lens. 85, it worked, but it's not so easy to keep the connection when you go further away. Now all these people, I always take the pictures wherever I talk to the people. So in none of these shootings I actually had a location, so to say, because I don't really care about location, because with the 85mm lens you don't see much of the background, so there is no location. All that's important to me is emotion. In these images you don't see location, you see emotion. And that's what it's all about for me, because these images are in the first place for the people, and I want them to like the images, and I want these images to be important to them. And I know these images can be important to them when they see themselves in the images beautifully. When they see this is a beautiful person, this is a beautiful moment, and that is what I have to create then. So I go out on the street and talk to people, and then I have to create a beautiful moment for them and then capture that moment. So they then say, these are nice images, nice memories. And then it's worthwhile for me. Now, that's the key for me with this kind of photography, is doing something good for others that you might want for yourself. So I'd love to have some images like this with my girlfriend, but I don't have them. So I try to do it for others, because I think that others might feel the same as I do. And sometimes the quality in life is not what you get, what you want for yourself, it's what you do for others. You have to want something good for others, and you have to then also be the one who creates that for others. So when I see a couple, I always see myself and my girlfriend, and I'm always thinking about my emotions. If somebody would come up to me on the streets and photograph me with my girlfriend, would I like that? And I really would love that. And so that's how I think others might actually feel the same. So for me, it's really easy to talk to people on the streets, because in my heart I know I would have I would have loved to be photographed as well. So I think others might feel the same. That's about the. If you have problems talking to people on the streets and selling them the images, think about what actually what good you will do to them when they get images like this within a couple of minutes. And it doesn't really matter if you photograph a couple or friends or just one person. I always talk to those people that I want to photograph. That's the beauty when you do this on the streets. You can choose who you want to get to know. You can choose who you want to photograph. Sometimes out of a photo shoot comes a relationship, so you become friends. I met my girlfriend with a camera in my hand. We came together the first day, and I have our first kiss on camera. And without the camera, we would not have been together. So the camera is really powerful, and it doesn't cost anything. Now, all these images here, there is no euro assigned to it. It's all for free. It didn't cost me anything. Yes, it did cost me time. It did cost me a little bit of energy, and of course, it did cost me to get to the city, Münster, which is not, this is not my hometown, this is another town. But in general, none of this did cost me anything, and I could give much to others. And I feel that quality of life is a feeling I have. So if I want to be rich, I'm not talking about financial richness, I'm talking about in life rich. I will be rich when I have great emotions. And so the first thing is find something that gives you great emotions. And to me, it's taking pictures. So then I have to find a way, how can I do this every day? How can I take pictures every day? That is my mission then. And once I found that, I have a great life. I will be rich emotionally. And out of that, often over time comes also financial richness. But to me, the money is not it's not important. To me, it's important the feeling I have from Monday to Sunday. If I wake up on Monday and I have a bad feeling, then I know I'm doing something wrong. And it's within our responsibility to choose a Monday that we like, with something in it that we want. And when you have a Monday that you don't like, then you made a decision once for that job or for that lifestyle, and you are now somebody else who no longer wants that. And then you have to make another decision. And the decision is always an action. So you might start a job and you will be very happy when you get that job. But over time, you feel stuck. And then you have to make another decision to get out of that and get into something new. And the best way when you feel you are left behind, you are stuck, the best way is action. Action is everything. You feel immediately control over your life and part successful once you act on something that is important to you. And to me, taking pictures, that's my thing. And when I have nothing to do and I have nobody to photograph, I go out on the streets and get the shootings that I want. I photograph those people I want and I sell the images to them usually, or I do it for free and then I film it here for the YouTube channel. And to me, it's never about the money. It's always about the feelings I get. And photographing people on the streets is really out of the comfort zone. And you never know what you get. You talk to two girls on the streets and you never know how they will react. And usually it's all super positive. And you see in the images the emotions. You see when somebody laughs, that is a really beautiful moment. And it only came together because I interacted with them. If I had not gone to them, this would not have been. They would have not hugged each other. But I just said, give yourself, you look like very good friends, give yourself a hug. Don't look to the camera, don't look to me, just give yourself a hug for yourself, not for me. And whenever I get somebody to smile, that's a beautiful moment for me in my memory and my experience. And emotion is everything. And I highly look on my everyday life, I highly look doing things that give me great emotions. And whenever I have something in my life that doesn't give me great emotions, I have to ask myself, why doesn't it give me great emotion? Maybe it's not important to me. Maybe you have a job that's not important to you, but you spend a lot of time there. And you will not have time for other things that you like because you chose that job. And we all have the choice to change. And if you feel stuck, you can, after your job, instead of watching television, instead of going out, find a new job. And then once you found it, something that you love to do, then quit the old one that you feel stuck in. And yeah, so back to photography. All shot at 85mm, mostly at f1.2. Here's f1.6, Canon 6D Mark II. I shot mostly over the live view. That way the camera focuses automatically on faces. I don't have to set any focus point. It works automatically. All images are unedited straight from the camera. These are the raw files, and now I'm going to edit them. But before, I wanted to show you what you can get on one day. I think we started, let's take a look at the time. First image to last image, bum 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 bum. So this was, let's just take a look. This was at 12:47, so it was nearly 1 o'clock. The first shooting, and the last shooting was 5 o'clock. So it is 4 hours, and I got all these shootings within 4 hours. And you can do that too. So now I've edited all these images, and I thought I will make a video just like this. So you see now the same images edited. And the way I edit is I take one image, and then I have my presets here. And then I just select one preset or create a new one, and then tweak it a little bit, and then copy it to all other images. Now on the top left, you see what the preset will look like. And sometimes I can just click it and it's fine. Sometimes I tweak it. And then I copy the setting to all other images. And then I just have to make small changes. And I just go through these images one more time, now a little bit quicker. I already told you all about it. It was in Münster, a city here in Germany. I had the 85mm lens on it, mostly shot at f1.2 on the Canon 6D Mark II. The lens is a very, very difficult lens to use, especially at f1.2 when looking through the viewfinder and selecting a focus point. Then it's very difficult. With the looking on the screen, on the live view, then the camera has a new autofocus system which automatically recognizes the faces and focuses automatically on the faces, no matter where it is in the frame. It can be at the corner, it can be at the bottom, and it works so well that I can shoot at f1.2 nearly all the time and get sharp images, even in movement. So these people don't really stand still. They are moving a little bit front, a little bit back, a little bit to the side. And yet I get some really nice sharp images, even at f1.2. Now you see how nice it is. When the image is not so sharp, it's usually because the computer needs some time to render the image. And to me, this type of photography is unlimited. I say the market is forever. Now, I did this in Münster. I could have also done this in any other state, in any other city, in any country. And all you need, if you want to be a photographer and you want to make a living with photography, all you need is people. That is really all you need, if you want to go into people photography. And now the question is, where do you find people? And the truth is, people are actually everywhere. And so it's the thing is, you have to be honest with yourself that you really want it. And the easiest way to get a photo shoot is to go straight to the people and tell them that you're a photographer and you'd like to do a shooting with them. That is pure honesty. And when you are honest, people will feel that you're honest, and mostly they will say yes. On this day, many people said yes. There were a few people who said no. That is totally fine. But at the end of the day, we got many more yeses, many more people who agreed to a photo shoot than people saying no, who are you, what will you do with the images, and so on. So even those who said no always act in a respectful way. And at the end of the day, I don't even remember any of the no's. I only remember the pictures I took with the people I talked to who said yes. I don't remember any of the people who said no. Success is a numbers game. If you want to be a photographer, there is a number of people that you have to talk to, and you have to be the active part. You cannot wait for an email to come in or a phone call to come in. I never wait for any phone call or email because that's a passive role, and you will lose when you are too passive. You have to be active. You have to go out and talk to the people that you want to photograph, and you should do it with pure honesty. You have to be vulnerable, and that way you win. And this is what can come out anywhere on the street at any day. It was not nice weather, and you might not believe me now, but when you see the videos on the YouTube channel, you will see that it was not nice weather. It was really cold, and it doesn't really matter where it is, and it doesn't really matter the day, and it doesn't really matter the weather. All I need for this kind of photography is people, and people are everywhere. Now you can go there strategically. You can say, I want to photograph young people, and then you can think about where are young people, maybe at universities. Around universities, there are always young people. Maybe there are some shops where young people shop, like H&M or Zara. And this way, you will find places where who you want to photograph, you will meet on the streets. And then it's about your honesty, saying who you are and what you want to do. And if you cannot do it, if you cannot approach somebody on the streets, you will have a really bad feeling. And when you do talk to somebody on the street, you will have a really great feeling because you acted on something that was important to you. And when you don't act, you have a bad feeling. You see a nice couple, you have the camera with you, you don't talk to them, you have a bad feeling. You have a missed opportunity, and it's your gut feeling, it's the instinct that tells you what to do. I walk around the town and I see people and couples and groups where I feel these might be beautiful images. That is what I feel. I know it before I take the pictures. And so then I have the courage to follow my instinct and talk to the people and say hello. And this is what can come out of it. And there will be future photo shoots with some of these people. Some people might marry and they might think of me and call me. This happened in the past, and this will also happen in the future. And you don't need much. One camera, one lens, get the cheap stuff. Buy a used Canon 5D Mark I for €300, $300. Buy a 50mm 1.8 for €100 new. So for €400 you can get very good equipment, not new but used, and get images like this. Now this is another lens, but I usually go out with the 50mm 1.8 just because it's small and lightweight. And when I walk around for hours, and I do it a couple of times a week, I don't carry this heavy lens with me. It's not good enough. It takes beautiful pictures, but it's too heavy. And so size and weight is important to me. The only thing that keeps you from doing what you want is fear. And fear will disappear once you confront it. And what will stay after the fear is the feeling of success. It's a feeling of, I did what I said I want to do. I did what I felt was right. So I saw these three people here, and they had a really nice energy together. And then, so that's the brother of her. So she's his sister, and they are a couple, the two men. And I think it's really nice to photograph a gay couple like this. And I think they will be happy with the images. And this works anywhere in the world, in many countries, in many cities. All you need is people, and you have to convince them that what you do is legitimate and real. And they will believe you when you are real, and you don't play it. You have to be the real deal, and then everything will work for you. That's it.